A little over a century ago, the land where the brightest skyline in America now glows 24 hours a day was nothing more than a quiet desert water stop for steam trains crossing the Mojave. Today it's a city that never truly sleeps, where a person can get married at 3 in the morning, watch a volcano erupt on command, and lose or win a fortune before breakfast, all within a few city blocks. Today we're going to explore Las Vegas, and I promise there's a lot more behind the lights than you think. Before we continue, if you enjoy this kind of content, give the video a like and subscribe with the bell turned on so you never miss any of the journeys we have planned for you. 1. A name that describes exactly what the desert used to look like there. Las Vegas means the meadows in Spanish, a name given by early Spanish explorers who found natural underground springs bubbling up through the desert floor, creating small pockets of grassland in an otherwise harsh, arid landscape. Those very springs, which no longer flow today after decades of groundwater use, are the entire reason this location became a stopping point for travelers centuries before anyone imagined casinos or neon lights. 2. A city that was quite literally auctioned off in a single afternoon. Las Vegas was officially founded on May 15, 1905, when the San Pedro, Los Angeles, and Salt Lake Railroad auctioned off plots of land in a single day to create a town servicing the new rail line running between Los Angeles and Salt Lake City. More than 1,000 lots sold within just a few hours, and that one auction is considered the literal founding moment of the city that exists today. 3. Gambling was legal, then illegal, then legal again, all within a few decades. Nevada actually banned gambling statewide in 1910, and it remained illegal for over 2 decades before the state reversed course and legalized it again in 1931, partly as a desperate economic measure during the depths of the Great Depression. That same year, construction also began on the nearby Hoover Dam, and the combination of legalized gambling and thousands of dam workers looking for entertainment nearby gave Las Vegas its first real economic boost. 4. A massive dam a short drive away that quite literally powered the city's rise. Hoover Dam, completed in 1936 about 30 miles from the Las Vegas Strip, was one of the largest engineering projects in American history at the time, employing thousands of workers who often spent their earnings and free time in nearby Las Vegas. The dam also created Lake Mead, the largest reservoir by volume in the United States, which for decades has supplied the vast majority of the water Las Vegas needs to survive in the middle of one of the driest deserts in North America. 5. A mobster whose name is still tied to the Strip's origin story, whether the city likes it or not. Organized crime figure Benjamin Bugsy Siegel is often credited with helping to transform Las Vegas from a modest gambling town into a glamorous resort destination, largely through his involvement in building the Flamingo Hotel and Casino, which opened in 1946. Siegel was murdered the following year in Beverly Hills under circumstances still debated by historians. But the luxury resort model he pushed for on the Strip became the blueprint nearly every major casino resort would follow for decades afterward. 6. An entertainment scene once dominated by a legendary group of performers. Throughout the 1950s and 1960s, the so-called Rat Pack, including Frank Sinatra, Dean Martin, and Sammy Davis Jr., performed regularly in Las Vegas showrooms, helping cement the city's reputation as the entertainment capital of America. Their loose, improvisational performances, often filled with in-jokes and spontaneous banter between songs, became legendary, and their presence helped attract a wave of Hollywood glamour to a city that had, until then, still carried something of a rough, frontier reputation. 7. A mushroom cloud that was once, unbelievably, a tourist attraction. Between 1951 and 1962, the United States conducted above-ground nuclear weapons tests at the Nevada test site, located less than 70 miles from the Las Vegas Strip, and on clear mornings, the mushroom clouds from these detonations were visible from downtown. Rather than causing alarm, this became a genuine tourist draw. Hotels advertised rooms with the best mushroom cloud viewing angles, and a beauty pageant even crowned a Miss Atomic Bomb, complete with a cotton mushroom cloud costume, reflecting an almost unbelievable level of casual optimism about nuclear testing that would be hard to imagine today. 8. A performer whose name is still synonymous with the city's live entertainment legacy. Elvis Presley performed more than 600 shows at the International Hotel, later renamed the Las Vegas Hilton, primarily throughout the early to mid-1970s, cementing an association between Elvis and Las Vegas so strong that his rhinestone jumpsuit era look remains one of the most recognizable and frequently imitated costumes in the entire city, worn today by countless street performers and Elvis-themed wedding officiants along the Strip. 9. A wedding industry so streamlined you can legally get married in minutes. Nevada's marriage laws are famously simple, with no waiting period and no blood test required, allowing couples to obtain a marriage license and get married the very same day, sometimes within the hour. This legal simplicity turned Las Vegas into one of the wedding capitals of the world, with dozens of dedicated wedding chapels operating around the clock, some even offering drive-through ceremonies where couples can say their vows without ever leaving their car. 10. Casinos famously designed without visible clocks, though not for the reason most people assume. It's widely believed that casinos remove clocks and windows specifically to disorient gamblers and keep them playing longer without any sense of time passing. And while that psychological effect is certainly real and well documented, casino designers have also long argued the layout serves a more practical purpose, keeping guests focused on the games and slot machines in front of them rather than getting distracted, in an industry where every additional minute spent gambling directly translates into revenue. 11. A fountain show so massive it uses more than 1,000 individual jets of water. The fountains of Bellagio, the choreographed water show performed regularly on the lake in front of the Bellagio Hotel, uses more than 1,200 individual water jets capable of shooting water hundreds of feet into the air, all synchronized precisely with music and lights. The show has become so iconic that it's been featured in numerous films, and the lake itself sits on land that was once a golf course before the hotel's construction in the late 1990s. 12. An indoor sky so convincing that many visitors forget they're inside a building. The Venetian resort features an indoor shopping promenade with a painted ceiling designed to look like a perpetually blue sky with soft clouds, complete with lighting that subtly shifts throughout the day to mimic the changing light of dawn, midday, and dusk. An illusion so effective that first-time visitors sometimes need a moment to realize they haven't stepped back outside. 13. A city that has repeatedly blown up its own history, quite literally, to keep reinventing itself. Las Vegas has a long tradition of demolishing older casino resorts through spectacular televised implosions to make way for newer, larger developments, including famous names like the Dunes, the Sands, and the Stardust, all imploded in dramatic public events that drew large crowds and extensive media coverage. This willingness to repeatedly erase its own recent past in favor of the next big thing has become almost a defining trait of how the city continuously reinvents its skyline roughly every generation. 14. A neon sign graveyard that preserves the pieces of history the city otherwise destroys. The Neon Museum in downtown Las Vegas has collected and preserved hundreds of historic casino and hotel signs rescued before their original buildings were demolished, displaying many of them in an outdoor exhibit space nicknamed the Boneyard. Walking through the collection offers a genuinely unique visual timeline of the city's changing design aesthetics, from mid-century atomic age styling to the flashier, more elaborate signage of later decades. 15. A downtown canopy so large it functions as its own nightly light show. The Fremont Street Experience, located in the city's older downtown gambling district, features a massive curved canopy stretching several city blocks, embedded with hundreds of thousands of LED lights that put on synchronized light and music shows throughout the night, transforming what was once a fairly ordinary pedestrian street into one of downtown's biggest draws in its own right, separate from the more famous strip a few miles away. 16. A desert climate capable of truly extreme temperature swings within a single day. Las Vegas sits in the Mojave Desert and regularly experiences summer daytime temperatures well above 100 degrees Fahrenheit, while nighttime temperatures, especially in spring and fall, can drop dramatically due to the desert's low humidity and minimal cloud cover trapping heat. This extreme daily temperature swing is a defining feature of desert climates worldwide, and visitors are often caught off guard packing only for the daytime heat while ignoring the surprisingly chilly desert nights. 17. A convention industry that quietly rivals the casinos themselves in economic importance. Las Vegas hosts an enormous number of major trade shows and conventions throughout the year, drawing millions of business travelers annually to massive purpose-built convention facilities, some of the largest in the country. This convention business has become such a critical part of the local economy that many of the newest hotel developments on the Strip are built with a very deliberate eye toward attracting business travelers and conference attendees, not just vacationing gamblers. 18. A buffet culture that became a genuine part of the city's identity. All-you-can-eat buffets have long been a signature feature of Las Vegas hospitality, originally used by casinos as a low-cost way to keep guests on the property and gambling, rather than leaving to find food elsewhere. Over the decades, some of these buffets evolved into genuinely upscale, elaborate culinary showcases, featuring dozens of stations and international cuisines, turning what started as a simple business strategy into a full-fledged tourist attraction in its own right. 19. A giant spherical venue that became one of the most talked about new buildings in the world. The Sphere, which opened near the Strip in 2023, is a massive spherical entertainment venue featuring one of the largest and highest resolution screens ever built, wrapping both the interior and the entire curved exterior of the structure in programmable LED displays. The building's exterior has become an attraction on its own, regularly transforming into giant eyeballs, basketballs, or other striking visual displays visible from miles away, representing the latest chapter in the city's long tradition of architectural spectacle. 20. A nearby secretive military site that has fueled decades of conspiracy theories and tourism alike. Area 51, a highly classified United States Air Force facility located roughly 90 miles northwest of Las Vegas, has long been the subject of intense public fascination and conspiracy theories related to unidentified aircraft and alleged extraterrestrial activity. Although the government has only relatively recently and partially acknowledged the base's existence and general purpose related to experimental aircraft testing, the surrounding area has developed its own small tourism industry, built entirely around UFO-themed attractions, roadside diners, and gift shops catering to curious visitors. 21. A city whose population exploded dramatically within just a few decades. Las Vegas grew from a population of roughly 25,000 people in the 1950s to well over 600,000 within the city limits today, with the broader metropolitan area now home to more than 2 million people, one of the fastest sustained rates of urban growth in American history for a city located in such an extreme desert environment. A growth pattern made possible almost entirely by engineered water delivery from Lake Mead and the Colorado River. 22. A drought-driven water crisis that has forced the city to become surprisingly efficient. Despite its reputation for extravagant water features, like the Bellagio fountains, Las Vegas has actually become one of the most water-efficient major cities in the United States, driven by necessity as Lake Mead's water levels have dropped significantly due to prolonged drought across the American Southwest. the city has implemented strict water conservation measures, including substantial rebate programs for removing grass lawns and replacing them with desert landscaping, and recycles the vast majority of water used indoors, sending it back through treatment facilities before returning it to Lake Mead. 23. An indoor volcano that has been erupting on schedule for decades. The volcano feature outside the Mirage Hotel, which debuted in 1989, was one of the Strip's first major free public spectacles, designed purely to draw crowds off the sidewalk, using coordinated fire effects, water, and music to simulate an eruption several times each evening. Its popularity helped establish a template that countless other Strip resorts would later follow, offering free, spectacular shows visible from the street as a way of drawing foot traffic without requiring anyone to actually walk inside and gamble first. 24. A city where major professional sports teams arrived only very recently, breaking decades of conventional wisdom. For most of the 20th century, professional sports leagues actively avoided placing teams in Las Vegas due to its deep association with legal sports gambling. That changed dramatically starting in 2017, when the NHL's Vegas Golden Knights became the city's first major professional sports franchise, followed soon after by the NFL's Las Vegas Raiders relocating from Oakland, a remarkable reversal of decades of league policy, driven partly by the simple recognition of how much revenue and attention a Las Vegas franchise could generate. 25. A show business tradition where headline residencies became more prestigious than touring. Following in the tradition established decades earlier by performers like Elvis and Frank Sinatra, Las Vegas has continued to attract major contemporary musical artists to extended headline residencies, where a single artist performs regularly at one venue over months or even years, rather than touring city to city. This residency model has become an increasingly significant part of the modern music industry's business strategy, offering artists a stable, high-paying, and less physically demanding alternative to traditional world tours. 26. A city built almost entirely around the psychology of small, repeated decisions. Casino floor designs, the layout of slot machines, the specific lighting and sounds used throughout gaming areas are all the product of extensive research into human psychology and behavior, developed and refined over decades specifically to encourage continued play. This deliberate, highly researched approach to environmental design has made Las Vegas casino floors a genuine subject of academic study in behavioral psychology and design, well beyond the entertainment industry itself. 27. A skyline of hotel towers that includes some of the largest hotels in the entire world by room count. Several Las Vegas resorts rank among the largest hotels on the planet by total number of rooms, with some individual properties containing well over 4,000 rooms under a single roof, essentially functioning as small, self-contained cities, complete with their own shopping malls, restaurants, theaters, and convention spaces, allowing many visitors to spend an entire vacation without ever needing to step outside their own hotel property. 28. A city whose airport was deliberately designed with gambling in mind from the moment travelers land. Harry Reid. International Airport, Las Vegas's main airport, has long featured slot machines directly inside the terminal itself, allowing arriving and departing passengers to gamble before they've even left the airport or after their final flight has been called, a detail that surprises many first-time visitors and reinforces just how deeply gambling culture is woven into the basic infrastructure of the city. 29. A desert city that somehow also became one of America's most significant outdoor recreation gateways. Despite its reputation as an indoor artificial entertainment capital, Las Vegas sits remarkably close to significant natural attractions, including Red Rock Canyon, a strikingly colorful sandstone formation just a short drive from the Strip, and Valley of Fire State Park, known for its vivid red rock formations, giving visitors the option to trade neon lights for genuine desert wilderness within less than an hour's drive from their hotel. 30. a city that keeps proving its own tagline more accurate than most marketing slogans ever managed to be. What began as a simple railroad water stop has become a place operating on a genuinely different rhythm than most of the world, where restaurants, gyms, and yes, casinos operate around the clock every single day of the year, where the concept of last call effectively doesn't exist in the same way it does elsewhere, and where the transition between one day and the next often happens without most visitors ever noticing a change at all. And so we reach the end of this journey through Las Vegas, a city built from a single afternoon land auction into one of the most recognizable skylines on Earth, powered by a dam, shaped by mobsters and crooners, tested by nuclear bombs, and reinvented quite literally every few decades through its own controlled demolitions. A city that never really stops and that somehow keeps finding new ways to prove it. If you made it this far, you now know Las Vegas far better than the vast majority of people who only see it through postcards and bachelor party stories. If you enjoyed this video, leave us a like, subscribe with the bell turned on, and tell us in the comments what surprised you the most about everything you just discovered. See you on the next journey.